But I feel like it would detract from how special these tournaments have been. Maybe a little bit. But it certainly is a viable format, and we've been already talking about this bounty idea. We love it. It's really, it's unique. And what I love about it is it gives racers who are out of the race still an opportunity to go for something. And I think that's super smart. And I can see that connecting with our conduit and various other things as well, maybe even in a season.
Yeah, that's actually pretty much exactly what I had in mind. Just like how can I, involve the players who are just kind of, because, being completely honest, some of the players signed up because they like playing Coda, but have zero expectations of, making it anywhere near the top 4. And I'm like, how can I, still keep them engaged? How can I keep them motivated and focused on something that they can, some sort of attainable incentive
and
that they can reach?
It's such a good idea. I can't believe we haven't thought about it before now, because it's such a good idea. I mean, that's so awesome.
It's funny that you say that, because you were kind of the inspiration with your Elad repellent bounty.
But that's just a meme. Awesome. All right, well, we are definitely underway here. Kurash on the left, Abu on the right. And you've got... Okay,
I forgot to reset
you've got the little
planes.
trackers.
Yeah, let me fix that.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Do you anticipate some clears in these finals?
Well, I mean, we saw Kurash just knock out 3 clears in their first 3 races out of the 4, so I would be not at all surprised to see them get another one done. And, I mean, honestly, everyone in this top 4 is capable of getting a clear within 15 minutes.
Absolutely.
But, the question of tournament nerves, definitely.
Yeah, the pressure mounts as we get closer and closer to those finals. And am I correct that it's $100 and it's just winner takes all?
No, it's we're probably looking at a split 75-25 for top 2.
Oh, right on. That's good. I approve of that. I usually lean towards a more flattened prize pool, just because, we've all come out to have a good time. That's really nice.
Yeah, and again, thanks again to the anonymous donor who contributed both the money for the bounty hunts and for the overall prize pool. Really kind of, I think, helps take the tournament to the next level. But maybe makes people a little more nervous.
Yeah,
the tension adds to the drama.
Yeah, it adds pressure for sure. Some people really feel it. Some people don't. It depends what you're motivated by. It's very strange, but... Hey, I think it's great. It's really awesome.
We got a Shriner here. Both of them going to take glass here. Going to forgo the rhythm.
Yeah, and the glass torch, as you've said before, so strong with Coda. Just gives you no surprise Minotaurs, no surprise anythings.
And no Abu surprises. Going down to a misbeat in the exit room there. So going to give Kurash the chance to kind of run away on this one. Coming up on Deep Blues 1. With a free spell in tow in case things get out of hand, but it doesn't look like they're going to.
Oh, very on the rails, Deep Blues. I'm gonna even save all the, save a bomb, save the holy water. There's a lot of options to take out Deep Blues there, but just base dagger kill, save all those resources. It's real nice.
All right, we got...
Now, you say run away a little bit, but what's funny about this, if you can contrast it with, cadence racing, is a death in cadence racing is really, really, really bad. Because, especially at the highest level, that could be your race. Whereas here, it's yeah, but there's a pretty good chance Kurash could die, especially if you start to apply some more pressure.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, that's, it's never, it's not over until, there's a huge floor differential and only a minute left on the clock.
Yep.
But up until that happens, yeah, you can't count anyone out.
Exactly. And we've seen in this tournament deaths just at the boss stairs, just about to go to the next floor and whoops, misbeat.
Yeah, just to emphasize how, not over until it's over, and a little bit of a brag here, but I've got the Coda I've got the Coda world record at sub 5 minutes.
You've got the right.
You can with the especially on a run back, with seed knowledge. You could feasibly finish a seed from start to finish. You could make the run back within 5 minutes. It's possible. It's tough, but if anyone can do it, it's the racers we have in top 4 here.
Oof, and Abu taking a death there, getting pawned.
Yeah, Deep Blue's just not quite going right there. does improve his flag plant a little bit, but in these 1v1 setups, it doesn't matter to improve if you improve your flag plant if it doesn't beat your opponent. So
exactly. Unlike 4-way, if you're not first, you're last in this one. And also, just to go off what you were saying earlier, I guess that means you could presumably go and die on the 5-4 stairs twice and still complete it within the time limit.
With the absolute God Seed, maybe. And, but
imagine though, wow. Oof, getting shoved into a goblin, I think is what happened there.
Yeah,
that's pretty weird.
What it looked like. Losing a little bit of the heavy glass, but heavy glass really adding a lot of consistency to Coda runs, despite the fact that the DLC removed that ring of phasing that was ultra turbo busted. It's
it's a weird part.
Yeah, we get a little bit of consistency injected back in with just that single item allowing you to take so many hits. And even more so if you stack it with like a conjurer, allowing you to get more than 3 stacks of heavy glass due to a little oversight in the way it's set up.
Yeah, that was a really nice death metal kill there. And the play for Kurash right now has been really, really excellent, really tight.
Yeah,
I have to say that Coda is such an interesting character in just that it exemplifies what makes this game really great. And that's a weird thing for me to say, given that when Coda first came out, I'm like, this is stupid. Take it out of the game. But I really appreciate the fact that Coda shows how this game really works. It sort of peels back the fact that the key to the game is really muscle memorying all the situations you can run into. So much so that you can react within a second to everything that's happening because it's become something that's sort of second nature to everything you do. And that's how to get good at this game in general, but it really shows it off with Coda.
Yeah, I think like it really something I praise about the game a lot is that like despite being a roguelike with a lot of randomness, it treats you with a whole lot of respect. It treats you very fairly. Like when you take that death and you're watching that death replay, in like 99 times out of 100, you can watch that replay and point at one specific moment and go, that's where I went wrong. That's where I should have moved this way instead. And even when you're playing Coda, this character that is like does everything it can to try and be unfair, you can still do that.
Yep.
Even though the game is practically trying to be unfair, you still can have those moments of analysis where you're like, this is where I made my mistake. This is how I could have survived. This is how this was winnable. It was winnable. Like
that is a double-edged sword, though, Spoody, because sometimes it's like,
yeah, sometimes you do have to make sure you're not falling into the trap of, oh my god, why didn't I do that? I'm so stupid. Like you can't get too down on yourself because the game's hard.
The game's hard. Yeah,
there's a big difference between a game being hard and a game like a game being fair and a game being easy, I should say. And
oh, for sure.
Yeah, Necrodancer is not both of those.
You just gotta manage your expectations. And so if you're just starting out in Coda, just try to get to 1-2.
This swarm, this exit
swarm.
No. Oh man, taking a heavy glass chip, but very nicely handled from Kurash. On to 5-2.
Back. Wow, that was intense. Yeah, this is a character where you don't do a lot of scooting unless it's like right at the end of a floor. Usually you're trying to just clean out the area so that it doesn't get out of hand. Because with this double tempo, it can get out of hand so fast.
Man, Kurash, this is I think they may have had like a very early reset, judging by the in-game timer. But like, other than that, this is looking like just a one and done.
Yeah, they're firing.
They are.
I'm not going to say anything. Oh my God.
Commentator's curse. Commentator's curse.
That was a good one, Spoody. That was a good commentator's curse. I am impressed.
The moment I say it, this one chargy little purple boy shows up, and Kurash just loses all composure.
Could have just attacked it.
Yeah, had the piercing, had the damage to one shot, but just was not expecting it. I think maybe got thrown off by the bounce trap or something, and just fell apart. But that said, Abu has been struggling to kind of get off the ground here. And, yeah, is still back in Zone 1. Hasn't been able to break past Deep Blues 1, I think.
Yeah, Abu's having a real struggle here. Hopefully it's something they can shake off. Maybe it's just this particular seed is really causing Abu a hard time.
It could be, yeah, just fatigue. I mean, like, you know, something to remember a lot when you're playing games like this, that, you know, you don't really necessarily think that you're, like, burning through a ton of energy just sitting at your desk and pushing buttons. But using your brain, like, at full capacity to, you know, process everything on the screen like in this game, it makes your body burn a lot of energy. And you do just get to the point where you start to get physically tired.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the exact resource that you're using. And therefore not using when you throw on muscle memory. Like that, it's like any sort of decision making and stuff you have to do. That's a little bit of brain power, and yeah, it can really wear you out. This is a hard game to play a lot of, all in a row.
Yeah, I will. After this one, I will let Abu know that if he needs like a quick 3-minute break or something, he's more than welcome to it, because I am kind of feeling like maybe he. Maybe he wouldn't mind one at this stage.
Yeah, the struggle can be very real. You start making stupid mistakes, and then you start thinking about your stupid mistakes, and it sort of unravels. So it can really be hard to keep composure.
Yeah, we're looking at 11 and a half minutes through this one, just about. And Kurash back in front again at 2-1, and Abu just locking up against that red dragon and eating the laser. Yeah, looks like Abu's maybe just gonna pause for a bit while this one finishes out.
Yeah, with only a few minutes left, Abu doesn't really have a chance to get into what was it? It had to be pretty much the boss, right? I think it was 5-3 that. Oh, it was 5-2.
Yeah, I think it was 5-2. I think I didn't.
Aren't the purple orcs only 5-3, or am I wrong about that?
Yeah, 5-3. I think. Yeah.
All right, I think calling it there. Maybe the refs have put an end on it. All right.
So yeah, that is going to be round 1, going to Abu, or not Abu, Kurash.
Kurash, yeah. GG's Kurash. A really solid showing there. No cracks in the armor. Really throwing down, except for that, I guess, orange.
No cracks in the armor up until that purple orc just shattered it to pieces.
So, sorry, what were you saying about heavy glass? Because I think I missed that.
Oh,
so you can stack multiple heavy glasses?
Yeah, if you manage to find multiple sets of heavy glass, it just adds the number of hit counts to it. So you can get up to, I think with the way the item pools work, I think you can get up to 9 hits on it.
Wow.
Is the max.
That's pretty awesome. And is that something you have to sort of farm through like a conjure with?
Yeah, that's typically the way you're going to do it, is you find a conjure, you have a ton of money, and you just conjure a big pile of armor.
Or like a Ring of Shadows
or
something.
But, you know, the black boss chest pool is small enough that it in itself tends to cycle through and offer repeats, because the only things you can get from boss chests in the black chest pool for Coda are the Boots of Strength, the Karate Gi, the Glass Armor, and the Heavy Glass Armor. And the things that aren't heavy glass themselves have a pretty decent chance of showing up in like normal floor shops and chests as well.
Sure. Yeah,
further burning them through the pool and increasing the chance that you just find more heavy glass in the boss pool.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, I'd imagine there's a lot of those kinds of bugs. I know that there's certainly a few bugs in the game that were sort of kept in as like, oh, this is a feature now, like allowing the monkeys to protect you from bombs or dragon blasts. I feel like I'm curious to know if it was intentional stacking freezes. That I actually don't know, but I feel like that's something that might have been a similar oversight where it was just kind of like, it just adds 3 to freeze. And it might be just the way that it's handled, similar with the shield bug that we have in the Necrodancer fight. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, the heavy glass one definitely feels like probably an oversight, but yeah, no, Yuka, the monkey meat shield was actually a bug, and it was pointed out to them, and they kind of laughed at it and said, "That's great, keep it in."
Yeah. And it is great.
Oh yeah. Sivier's example, giving the example of tempo up and down traps, how that if you destroy them while they're active, they just remain active forever.
Yeah, that's surprising that one's not intentional. I'm not a programmer, but I just feel like, why does the sprite have to be there for it to go back? I don't know. It's strange.
Well, it was, I mean, it wasn't intentional when it happened, but again, it was another thing that got pointed out, and they were like, oh, yeah, sure.
Keep it. Then there's all the other weirdness, like subbeat, spike trap, trapdoor, food, iframe stuff. Actually, I think that another acknowledged one is the stairs iframes. That's another one where they like just kind of created this blanket rule that you're safe once you jump onto the stairs, but then finding out that gives you the ability to heal. And then there's all the weirdness with, what is it? You get like a war drum and heal, and you can just heal up your entire health. Or do you have to be Bard for that? Maybe?
Yeah, with Bard you can do that if you just like mash the war drum and heal alternately, because like it waits for the animation to complete and for the character's feet to actually touch the ground. So if you just alternate them really fast, and the heal and the additional war drum happens before the feet actually touch the ground.
Well, that's really goofy.
You can just do it indefinitely. It's pretty hard to pull off correctly, but it is a way to just get easy full heals after every floor on Bard if you get consistent at it.
I've seen it in Ochre's score runs and stuff. It's really good for that, because obviously getting your health back so you can use it with the blood shovel. It's good. There's some discussion earlier about quad speed. I think a lot of the racers who do quad speed, they put WASD and their cursor keys, and they alternate. Okay, we are underway. Race 2. Abu is back.
Yep.
Let's see how this seed is. Maybe it's a little friendlier to Abu. Yeah, mash with 2 hands. All right, so far even just looking for this exit here. What is this layout? Oh, we got a crystal shovel.
Oh, well, okay. Easy.
Is that the best shovel? Like for Coda? Is there a better shovel?
Yeah,
like
that's
battle?
generally going to be the best one. I mean, there are like niche scenarios where you would want the shovel of strength, or the battle shovel, or even a glass shovel so you can dig a single shot pile wall. They're not common, but they do come up. But all around, crystal shovel is perfectly good to have it, especially this early, where you can just dig through those nasty tier 3 walls that to make a giant blockade for you.
That's such a problem with Coda specifically, and Arya somewhat. Those tier 3 walls, when you have like a 1-3 that's just all tier 3 walls. It's like, what am I supposed to do?
A little bit better for Arya because, you know, you have the entire rest of the game to build up a better shovel level by then.
Yes, I guess I'm still thinking about pre-reverse order.
Yeah. We got a monkey's paw there for Abu.
Yeah, I heard the rare goof praising the monkey's paw. That was a sight to behold.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, once it was pointed out that there aren't telemonkeys on this character, yeah, I think he kind of turned around, at least for today.
I can't even imagine taking a telemonkey with Coda.
Yeah, it'd be a pretty bad idea.
You could maybe like immediately shield or earth or something, I guess, and maybe have a chance to react. I don't know. Or you could just teleport next to a wall, right, and just tink the wall and die.
Yeah, that's definitely something that could happen. All right, Kurash, the first one on Deep Blues, and drops the kill, getting booped by the Queen, and gonna give an opportunity to Abu to secure the better flag plant for now.
Do you feel like at this point you've got Deep Blues kind of like no matter what spawn you get, you'll be able to handle it? Like
generally, depends how well I'm playing, you know, on a given day. But some night openers can be scary, And if I'm playing low percent and we're talking Deep Blues 5, that's like another story altogether. The fight is consistently winnable. Even Deep Blues 5 1 damage is consistently winnable, but you have to be flawless in
on
your
your
execution.
game. Yeah. Speaking of which, Abu with a really nice throw fireball for the kill.
Yeah,
that's nice and consistent.
Throwing fireball, as long as you got one bomb to potentially clear a bad gold block, which Abu did have to do. Yeah, throw fireball is a very safe kill. Unlike
I gotta say, my weakest part of playing Coda for sure is using Leprechaun or using the Luck Charm properly. Like just watching Abu chase down that Dire Bat, like confidently, because of the luck. I'm like, I just don't even do that. It's such an important part of this, though.
Yeah, it can be hard to just really get that confidence down of just knowing that you're going to be able to react to where this Dire Bat moves for the next few turns and just really aggressively chase it down like that. Well, like I've said, a lot of Coda, being strong Coda, isn't necessarily about like getting some piercing. He forgot about the piercing.
Oh yes, rude.
Yeah, that shaves off one hit, and
yeah, so important to know your damage and your build.
But
that's sad.
Yeah, it's not necessarily about getting some superhuman level of skill, so much as it is just kind of being confident in what you're capable of. So much of Coda deaths, especially when you're first kind of starting out on it, is just hesitation.
Yep, that's 100%.
Like,
yes.
If you just
good at Aria because I have the time to think. I'm really bad at Coda because it's too fast.
Yeah,
I can't think in time.
Sometimes you just have to not think. Sometimes you just gotta push the button your stupid monkey brain tells you to push as soon as it pops into your head, and don't look back.
Yeah, hence the whole muscle memory thing. It really is it's a matter of practice. It gives me a lot of confidence that most people can do it. I know this is a game that when people first sort of think about it, they're like, well, oh my goodness.
The knight jumping in front of him and just stepping on the gold.
Deep Blues 1 strikes again. But yeah, a lot of people, they talk about how there's like no way they'll ever play Necrodancer because they don't have rhythm. And that's kind of, they just draw the line. There's like, I can never do that. But it really isn't about that. It's just a matter of practice. And I think that anyone who puts in even just a little bit of practice will find the game quite playable and very enjoyable. Man, that stinks. This has been a pretty mean seed.
Yeah, I think it is, definitely, I think even if you find yourself, generally not, wow, Abu going for the delayed throw fireball to make sure there was a path open to the gold.
Well done.
So that he could reach it without even needing the bomb. Wow.
Clever.
That is an amazing heads-up play. I don't think I would have thought of doing that in a million years.
That's awesome. We've all learned some stuff. I learned about those fortissimo kills. Learning about that. Yeah, that was really, really, really nice. Yeah, this game's definitely, it shows you just how much practice matters. Like, I know that everyone's like, oh, Spooty's a robot, he's way too good. And it's like, nah, he just put a lot of practice in, does a really great job, focused and got good at it.
And that's something that I kind of stress a lot whenever I kind of see that mentality around. It's just like, yeah, honestly, a lot of it is just practice. Like, I don't want anyone to think that, I'm like completely above them in that regard or anything. Like, if you put in the time and the practice, I really want to emphasize that, like, all of you in chat right now, if you really set your mind to it, if you really wanted to beat Coda, you could do it with enough work. In fact, like, honestly, something that a lot of people look at is, like, they look at the fact that I have, like, 5,500 hours. And I'm like, well, I don't have that sort of time to invest. And it's like, a lot of that time was because, we were kind of in the pioneering state of figuring out how to beat Coda. A lot of it was researching the strats and learning how things work. And now a lot of that knowledge is just kind of out there for everyone else to use. So,
shoulders of giants, etc.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we've got a community that's more than willing to help other players reach their goals. So, yeah, with the amount of community support that's available, you could definitely get to the point where you clear Coda in a fraction of the time it took me.
Absolutely, and many people have. So, like that, there a lot of people who have cleared. Oh my goodness, this was a super close race right now. But Courage dying on Fortissimo, so Abu taking the lead.
Yeah, they were both in Fortissimo at about the same time, but yeah, the boss fight's just being rough for our races today. Tall sprites! Tall sprites!
Tall sprites. Hot dogs. Tall sprite hot dog. Delicious. Taking Snowbro. I have seen some very effective use of Snowbro. It's very impressive. We got that confused skeleton. Abu putting it out of
Abu
misery.
making some good use of the Snowbro to lock down some of those scary situations. And yeah, very good reaction from him on that Hellhound hiding above the blue dragon there. Only losing one hit of heavy blast. Looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah, with Snowbro, it could either increase the amount of thinking you have to do or decrease it, right? As long as you try and keep all the enemies to the top of you, and you just freeze them, and then you can just wiggle, and then you know they're just going to be stuck there, and you can just kill them. As long as you know your damage, which you should know anyways.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Ooh,
yeah, just use the need there,
glass.
and you get a full glass build. A glass torch, one of the best items for Coda, as we talked about before. Just having that knowledge of what's coming at you well before it gets to you is very valuable for a character
and
like this.
And getting the jaw, which is pretty important. Having some damage up. I think they were just at... quaffed the potion.
Yeah, lost the potion.
You want that need now. Want it back. Get another
no
potion.
Refunds.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, I think just getting spooked on the damage numbers and just death screens on both sides simultaneously.
Yep, time to reset. We've only got 5 minutes. And Abu with the lead here. So Abu looking pretty set to tie it up. But with 5 minutes left, Courage could certainly get to 3-4.
Yeah, like I was saying before, world record is sub 5 to finish the whole game. So finishing zone 3 in that time, definitely possible. Although Courage is looking uncharacteristically a little shaken here. Has been playing very confidently up to this point, but we're seeing a lot of early game deaths from them in this race.
Yeah, it's almost like they swapped places after game 1. Like, Abu was really struggling in game 1 and was playing pretty shaky. And now we're seeing that from Courage. So maybe it's just fatigue, or maybe it's just this particular seed has Courage's number. I don't know.
Yeah, I think just getting kind of tilted by the long string of Deep Blues 1 deaths, because that's like when you're a player like Courage and you have you had the Coda world record, and he's still very impressive, better than mine actually, deathless record of 7 wins, and then you die to Deep Blues 1 like 3 times, and it that can get to you.
It's pretty likely there was a Deep Blues 1 somewhere in those 7 wins, although maybe not. Maybe Deep Blues 1 is Courage's kryptonite. Who knows? I don't.
But at any rate, we're looking at 3-3 versus 2-4 flag plants, so Courage does have to make it to that third boss. They're going to overtake Abu, and Abu isn't going to make it easy for him. They're actually in the same room, just about right now.
Yeah. So it's kind of a bit of a race now. Just to see, like, if Abu and actually it'd be pretty awesome if Courage and Abu can just keep going the distance here. Nice little throw fireball again, and it's going to scoot around.
Yeah, doing that same delay again to free up the dagger on the right side so you can loop around and pick it up without having to spend the bomb. The lack of boots of strength, though, on Abu's side is slowing him down a little bit compared to Courage. So, Abu, I think, has to find some damage up, or just kind of hope that Courage isn't able to ride this run out to 3-4 or beyond.
Yeah, Abu losing the potion there just with a hesitation, dropping the beat. Nice bomb. I actually made a realization while I was watching this, and I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And I'm sure it's something all Coda racers know, but with the nightmares, it's hard to know if there's any enemies anywhere, but if you can make them dig the wall, then you know at least between you and the nightmare, it's just the two of you, right?
Yeah.
Is that like a thought process? Because I only just realized that. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah, make the nightmare dig at you so that you know that it's just it's just you and the nightmare, and not like a pile of enemies, unless there's like a hot dog scooting around the side or something.
All right, Courage is entering Zone 3 and has 2 minutes. That is way more time than a racer like Courage needs to reach the third boss. Already on 3-2.
Yeah, Courage just needs to lay it down right here.
And it's
2 more floors.
Looking pretty good for him. Has that potion on deck, has that heavy glass on deck. 2 damage piercing, and just essentially deletes all the riders in 1 hit.
Getting rid of that trapdoor. Want anything to do with that nice little fireball to tail that Minotaur. And is about to drop into 3-3. Just needs to clear this floor. But maybe there's a reason that Abu went down on 3-3. Maybe it's spicy. Looking good, though. Oh, that's right. Abu died to just a heart attack with his Banshee.
Just a misbeat with the Banshee. And there we go. Kurash going to pass up Abu. But it's not over yet. Abu is, right now, on his tail.
Yeah, 3-3, or and 3-2 right now.
But
needs to pick up the pace, though. Only a minute left.
Yeah, kind of needs to start. Okay, I was just about to say, the only way that Abu stands a chance is if Kurash dies immediately in 4-1, and Abu's able to reach 4-2. I don't think it's going to happen at this point, though. Abu taking a very roundabout route up to this exit room in 3-2.
Yeah, it needs to go.
And there's only 30 seconds left. I don't think Abu can make it in that amount of time.
Especially with no damage. Can we take a moment to appreciate how terrible that death was for Kurash?
Yeah, it was just massive Harpy Swarm.
Triple Harpy, sir.
And Abu is making a valiant attempt at just smashing through everything as hard as he can with this Blast Helm. But I don't think it's going to be enough, and just everything getting off the rails as he backs up to the starting room there. And time getting called right after that death. Kurash just barely edging out Abu in game 2 and going to take the set 2-0.
Wow, clutching it out. Well played there, Kurash. Yeah, it was looking like it was going to a game 3, but Kurash just with an excellent, right at the end of the time, clutching it out. Really awesome. GG's.
With that, we're going to move on to the other side of the semifinals. It's going to be Yuka 34 versus Namki.
Oh yeah. Just when you thought couldn't get any better, we got more awesome racing.